Have you ever walked into a garden and wondered, why does their garden look so effortlessly magical while mine feels like it's draining my pocket and my energy? Well, what if I told you there are garden hacks so simple, so clever, and so cost-effective that once you know them, you'll never look at your garden the same way again? Stick around because today I'm revealing 15 viral garden hacks you'll wish you knew sooner. And trust me, number 11 will completely change the way you see everyday household items. Hi friends, welcome back to Garden Homes, the cozy corner where we turn gardening into joy without breaking the bank. If you're new here, a warm welcome to you. This is where your garden becomes easier, greener, and much more fun. And to my returning friends, thank you for always coming back to grow with me. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because every week we share garden tips that save you money, time, and effort. And while you're at it, tap the like button so more garden lovers like you can discover these hacks. All right, let's get straight into the first hack. You're gonna love this. Hack number 1. All right, let's kick things off with a hack that feels almost like garden magic. Did you know that instead of buying those pricey seed starter kits, you can actually start your seedlings in eggshells? Yes, those little shells we usually toss out after breakfast are perfect mini planters. Here's why it works so well. Eggshells are biodegradable, which means when your seedlings are ready to go into the soil, you can plant the entire shell directly into your garden bed. The roots will break through naturally, and while they grow, the shell slowly releases calcium into your soil, which is like a vitamin boost for your plants. And here's the fun part. Because each shell is small and compact, you can line up a whole tray of them on your windowsill. Not only does it look adorable, but it also saves you money on plastic starter pots. Just make sure you poke a tiny drainage hole at the bottom of each shell with a needle or pin, fill it with a bit of soil, drop in your seeds, and watch nature do the rest. So the next time you make an omelet or scramble, don't throw those shells away. You're literally holding tiny natural plant nurseries in your hands. Hack number 2. Now, this next hack might surprise you because it's hiding in your kitchen right now. Banana peels. Instead of tossing them in the trash, they can be one of the best free fertilizers your garden will ever get. Banana peels are packed with potassium and phosphorus, 2 nutrients your plants absolutely love, especially flowering plants and fruiting vegetables. Here's how you can use them. Simply chop up the peels into small pieces and bury them around the base of your plants. As they decompose, they release all those nutrients straight into the soil. If you want to take it up a notch, you can soak the peels in water for a day or two to make a banana peel tea. Then use that liquid to water your plants. It's like serving them a homemade energy drink, completely natural and free. What I love most about this hack is how effortless it is. Something most people see as waste actually becomes food for your garden. And the results? Healthier plants, brighter blooms, and better yields, all without spending a dime at the store.
Hack number 3, this next hack is perfect if pests are driving you crazy, and the best part is you don't need to buy expensive sprays. The secret? Garlic spray. Garlic naturally contains sulfur compounds that most insects absolutely hate, but your plants will thank you for. To make it, just blend a few cloves of garlic with water, let it sit overnight, and then strain it into a spray bottle. Mist it lightly over the leaves of your plants, and you've got yourself an all-natural pest repellent. The smell fades quickly to us, but for pests like aphids and caterpillars, it's like a keep-out sign. And here's an extra bonus. It's safe for your soil, doesn't harm pollinators like bees, and costs almost nothing to make. So instead of stressing over chemical solutions, just grab a couple of cloves from your kitchen and let garlic do the heavy lifting in your garden. Hack number 4. Here's a hack that saves money and makes watering way easier: DIY drip irrigation using plastic bottles. Instead of tossing out those empty water bottles, you can turn them into slow-release water systems for your plants. Here's how it works. Take a clean bottle, Poke a few tiny holes in the sides near the bottom, then bury it next to your plant with just the top sticking out. Fill it with water, and over time it slowly seeps into the soil right at the roots where your plant needs it most. This is especially handy during hot seasons when the soil dries out quickly or if you're someone who forgets to water regularly. Plus, it prevents water from evaporating on the surface so you're not wasting a drop. The best part? It costs you nothing and you can set up several of these little systems all over your garden. It's like giving your plants their own personal water bottles on demand. Now this one is going to make you look at kitchen scraps completely differently, using coffee grounds in your garden. If you're a coffee lover, don't throw those grounds away because they can do wonders for your soil. Coffee grounds add organic matter, which improves soil structure and helps it retain moisture. They're also slightly acidic, making them great for plants like roses, blueberries, and tomatoes that thrive in that kind of soil. Just sprinkle a thin layer around your plants or mix it into your compost pile to give everything a healthy boost. But here's a bonus. Most people don't know coffee grounds actually help keep slugs and snails away because they don't like crawling over the gritty texture. So you're feeding your plants while protecting them at the same time. It's one of those little habits that feels small, but over weeks and months, you'll notice your plants looking stronger and your soil feeling richer, all thanks to something you used to throw in the trash. By the way, if you're enjoying these garden hacks so far, now's the perfect time to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps more garden lovers discover tips like these. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments, which of these hacks have you tried before, or which one are you most excited to test out in your own garden? And of course, if you're new here and haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss the rest of these creative garden hacks we still have coming up. Trust me, the best ones are yet to come.
Hack number 6. All right, let's move into something that doubles as recycling in smart gardening. Turning old kitchen sponges into plant helpers. You know those sponges that are too worn out to use for dishes? Don't throw them away just yet. If you place a sponge at the bottom of a plant pot before adding soil, it acts like a water reservoir. The sponge soaks up extra water when you water your plants and then slowly releases it back as the soil begins to dry. This means your plants stay hydrated longer and you don't have to water as often. It also helps prevent that annoying issue of soil compacting too quickly at the bottom of the pot. And for gardeners who live in hot or dry areas, this little hack can make a big difference in keeping potted plants alive and thriving. So the next time your kitchen sponge looks too tired for scrubbing, give it a second life in the garden. Your plants will thank you for it. Hack number 7. This next hack is perfect for anyone tired of weeds popping up between plants, and it uses something you already have plenty of: newspapers. Instead of spending money on expensive weed barriers, you can lay sheets of old newspaper directly over your soil, then cover them with mulch. The newspaper blocks sunlight, which stops weeds from growing, while still allowing water and nutrients to pass through to your plants. Over time, the paper breaks down naturally, adding organic matter to your soil. It's such a simple fix, but it saves you hours of back-breaking weeding and keeps your garden beds looking neat and healthy. Plus, it's recycling at its best, giving new purpose to something most people just toss away. Now let's talk about a hack that might just make you see vinegar in a completely new light, using it as a natural weed killer. I remember my first experience with this. I was staring at stubborn weeds creeping into my flower beds, and I thought, I don't want to spend another dime on chemicals. That's when I discovered this little kitchen secret. All you need is plain white vinegar. Pour it into a spray bottle, and on a sunny day, spritz it directly onto the weeds. The acetic acid in the vinegar dries out the leaves and stems, effectively stopping the weeds in their tracks. Within a few hours, you'll start noticing them shriveling up. Here's a pro tip: for tougher weeds, you can even mix vinegar with a few drops of dish soap. The soap helps the vinegar stick to the leaves longer, making the treatment more effective. But be careful, vinegar is not selective. If it touches the plants you actually want to keep, it will harm them too. Think of it like a precision tool. Aim carefully and treat only the weeds.
The beauty of this hack is how affordable and eco-friendly it is. No harmful chemicals, no trips to the store, just a product you already have at home. And besides saving money, it's a fun experiment. Watching those weeds wilt naturally is oddly satisfying. It's one of those little hacks that makes you wonder why you didn't try it sooner.
Hack number 9. Here's a hack that feels almost like insider knowledge. Using cinnamon in your garden. Yes, the same cinnamon you sprinkle on your toast or add to your tea can actually protect your plants. Cinnamon has natural antifungal and antibacterial properties, which makes it perfect for preventing those annoying little mold problems that sometimes pop up in seed trays or damp soil. Just dust a light sprinkle of cinnamon over the soil where your seedlings are growing, and it helps keep them healthy and strong. But that's not all. If you're propagating plants and cutting stems to root in water or soil, dipping the cut end in cinnamon can actually help prevent rotting and speed up the rooting process. It's like giving your plants a natural shield and a growth boost at the same time. And the best part? It smells amazing while you're working with it, making gardening feel even more soothing and enjoyable. Hack number 10. Now let's talk about a hack that every gardener wishes they learned sooner. Using Epsom salt for healthier plants. At first, it might sound odd, but Epsom salt is packed with magnesium and sulfur, two nutrients that play a big role in plant growth. If your tomatoes, peppers, or roses have ever looked a little dull or struggled to produce, a simple sprinkle of Epsom salt around the base can make a world of difference. You can also dissolve a spoonful in a liter of water and use it as a foliar spray. Your plants will absorb it through their leaves, giving them a quick boost. The result? Greener leaves, stronger roots, and bigger, more vibrant blooms. And because it's inexpensive and easy to find, it's a budget-friendly way to make your garden thrive without relying on complicated fertilizers. It's like giving your plants a spa day, and the payoff shows up fast. Hack number 11. All right, this next one might just blow your mind, because it's one of those everyday things we never think twice about, and yet it can transform the way your garden grows. I'm talking about using plain old milk. Yes, milk. Milk isn't just good for us, it's actually packed with calcium and proteins that plants can benefit from too. When diluted with water and sprayed onto your plants, it acts as both a natural fertilizer and a mild fungicide. Gardeners have used it for decades to protect against powdery mildew, that white, dusty coating that often appears on leaves. But here's where it gets really interesting. Milk also helps improve the absorption of nutrients in your soil, making your plants stronger over time. You don't need much, just mix 1 part milk with 2 parts water and lightly mist your plants every couple of weeks. It's simple, it's affordable, and it's something sitting in your fridge right now that can change the way your garden looks and grows. Once you try this, you'll never see milk the same way again.
Hack number 12. This next hack is especially useful if you're always battling dry soil, and it's all about mulch, but with a clever twist. Instead of buying expensive mulch bags, you can use grass clippings from your lawn as a completely free alternative. Every time you mow, collect the clippings and spread them in a thin layer around the base of your plants. They act as a natural mulch, locking in moisture, regulating soil temperature, and keeping weeds from sprouting up. Over time, the clippings break down and add valuable organic matter back into your soil. Here's a little tip though, don't pile them on too thick or they'll get slimy. A light, even layer is perfect. Not only does this save money, but it also means you're recycling waste from your yard directly back into your garden. A win-win situation. It's such a simple shift, but when you start doing it, you'll notice your soil stays healthier and your plants happier with way less effort. Hack number 13. Here's a hack that turns something most people throw away into pure gardening gold. Kitchen scraps compost tea. Instead of letting fruit and veggie peels, coffee grounds, or even wilted greens go straight into the trash, you can soak them in a bucket of water for a few days. What happens is the nutrients from those scraps leach into the water, creating a nutrient-rich liquid that your plants absolutely love. Strain out the solids and use the water to feed your garden. It's like giving your plants a natural multivitamin. It's cheaper than store-bought fertilizers, it reduces waste, and the results show quickly in greener leaves and stronger growth. And the best part? You control what goes into it, so it's 100% natural.
Hack number 14. One of the most underrated but super useful hacks in gardening is creating your own plant markers. And trust me, this will save you so much confusion down the line. We've all been there, planting several seeds, then weeks later wondering, wait, is this basil or is this parsley? It happens more often than you think, especially when plants are still small and look almost identical. Instead of spending money on store-bought markers, you can turn everyday items into beautiful, practical labels. Wooden spoons, popsicle sticks, or even old tiles and stones make excellent markers. Just write the plant name with waterproof ink or paint, and you've got a durable, creative way to track your garden. If you want to get fancy, you can recycle old cutlery by stamping the names onto spoons, or even use broken terracotta pots with the plant names painted on the shards. It not only keeps you organized, but it also adds a personal touch and a bit of charm to your beds and pots. This hack might seem small, but when you're managing multiple plants, it saves you from mixing things up and helps you stay connected to what's growing where. And the best part, it costs nothing if you use what you already have at home. All right, let's finish with a game-changing hack that can completely transform your garden's productivity. Companion planting. This is all about letting your plants support each other instead of competing for space and nutrients. For example, planting basil near tomatoes doesn't just save space, it naturally repels pests that would normally bother your tomatoes and even improves their flavor. Marigolds are another superstar. Plant them near vegetables and they help keep harmful insects away while adding a burst of color. Then there's the classic three sisters combination: corn, beans, and squash. Corn acts as a natural pole for climbing beans, beans enrich the soil with nitrogen, and squash spreads across the ground to shade it, reducing weeds and conserving moisture. When done right, this simple strategy creates a thriving, balanced ecosystem right in your backyard. The magic of companion planting is that it works with nature, not against it. Your plants grow stronger, healthier, and more productive, and you spend less time worrying about pests, weeds, and poor soil. Once you start experimenting with combinations, you'll realize your garden can literally take care of itself. And there you have it, 15 viral garden hacks that will save you time, money, and a whole lot of stress while making your garden happier and healthier. I hope you're as excited to try these as I am to share them with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps other garden lovers find these tips. Drop a comment below and tell me which hack you're most excited to try first, or share a secret trick of your own. I'd love to hear it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss any of our weekly garden hacks. From all of us here at Garden Homes, happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video.